Hi, I'm glad to see you here. My name is Natalia and welcome on my Fearlessly Colorful channel. And what you see here is my whole coloring book collection that I accumulated throughout the first half a year of my coloring adventure. So that's what this video will be about. I will be showing you all my books. I will be talking about them. And I suspect that this video might take a while. I don't know how long it will be, but maybe it will be a good idea if you will grab your favorite beverage and just sit down with me and have a look through all of those beautiful books. So let's begin. So I sorted my books by the author, and I think I will start from one book that is quite unusual in my collection. It got into my hands at the very beginning when I didn't really know what I like, so I was just buying books that were on sale, or maybe they were pre-owned and hence the price was much lower. So this is The Time Garden by Daria Song, and this book is quite unique. I only have one page colored in here, and this is the page with this cuckoo clock. This was done for a hashtag connected with time, hence the subject of my coloring. But I must say that all the rest, or majority of pages in this book, are quite challenging because there's lots of wallpaper pages, like with proper illustrated wallpaper, or geometrical pages like that, where for this page to look good, I think I would need to spend a lot of time on shading this brickwork, which is a little bit off-putting, but nevertheless the whole book is beautiful and it has pages that I would really love to color. But wallpapers like that are a little bit daunting, and I don't know how long I would take to finish pages like that. And even though it has illustrations that are like proper illustrations, they are still extremely busy. So this book is quite unique because of that, but also it has pages with a little prompt where an author is inviting you to draw some things yourself, which isn't really my cup of tea, I should say, because I don't really have talent or skills for drawing. I might be able to draw, simple things, but nothing that would be properly illustrative. So this is, for example, page that I might do one day, but unfortunately there's not that many other pages that I'm feeling, a pull towards. So I don't know. I will keep this book in my collection. Maybe, I just need to be in certain mood for coloring pages like that. So I'm not going to get rid of it, especially because I'm quite happy from the illustration I did here. So yeah, this was my first book from the list. Next one, let's have a look. Let's go through maybe Rita Berman, because I have 3 of her books. And Die Welt unter der Lupe zu Lande was the first Rita Berman book that I got, and it have quite few pages colored in it. And I intend to finish this book one day. I must say, for a little while, Rita was one of my favorite illustrators, but just because I didn't really know any other artists. So my taste changed a little bit, but I must say that I will still color in those books. I still want to get more of her books. And even though the style is a little bit doodly, I don't really mind it that much. So I do have quite few pages colored here. This is a long-term whip. I only have this beetle to finish, but I seem to be, I don't know, lagging with it for some reason. But yeah, I'm sure you've seen lots of flip-throughs from this book, so I won't be dwelling on it too much. My next book that got into my collection is Mein Winterspaziergang, so my winter walk. And this is one of the books by Rita that I got for Christmas. And here also I have few pages done. I won't be showing you one of them because it's the newest one and it's not even posted on Instagram. And unfortunately it won't be because I completely butchered that page, and I don't really want to show it, although I will show this page in my monthly video when I will be going through all the pages I colored in January. So again, this is a little bit doodly because there are doodles and shapes and different patterns inside the illustrations themselves, but I don't mind it at all. For some reason, this kind of doodly style is acceptable for me. So one of the illustrations I can show you, let me find it, where is it, is, oh my, where is it? Oh, this one. Yeah, it's this star. This was the first illustration done here where I was also testing my soft pastels. So now the page is fixed because I got fixative, so I'm not really worried about pastels being transferred onto the other side. So this was Mein Winterspaziergang, and now we have my Frühling. I'm not quite sure how to read this one because it's been a while since I was reading or speaking German, but Mein Frühling Spaziergang. And this book is completely uncolored. I will be coloring this book in springtime, that's for sure. And here is actually many more illustrations that I really want to color. And I'm not really that a big fan of wintry themes, but when it comes to this book, I actually like it a lot, which is surprising. So this is kind of an exception, but I think I will be coloring even more in this spring themed book because it seemed to be a little bit less patterny in a way. It has more illustrations that resemble a more modern style of Rita's. So yeah, it's completely blank. I didn't do anything here, but there is quite few pages. Oh, especially this one. I just like those plants. I'm not sure what they are called in English, so you can drop me the name of them in the comments if you'd like. But I love those plants, and just I love this page, even though there's not much to color in here, but I'm excited about this one, for example. So that were my 3 books of Rita Berman, and as I said before, I will be getting more of them because Rita, even though it's not my favorite artist anymore, I have artists that I like more at this point. You know, she's in the top. She's definitely in the top. Okay, now let me show you something a little bit different. Because I also discovered that I like to color manga, although this book might be not perfect for I am looking for. And Why? Characters are fine, but the background puts me off so much. It's this wallpapery background that I don't really know what to do about. So I again have only one page done here. It was in November, and I didn't want to deal with this pattern, so I just created a little story about this page that, you know, the girl is just running from some dark force that is just chasing her, and that's how I dealt with this kind of background. But yeah, it is a little bit problematic for me because I don't really see myself coloring every little and single object that is in the background. Some of the backgrounds are kind of more acceptable, like this one. We have flowers here, so I could maybe color them. But little tiny things, like let's say that, this is a little bit much, you know, or like this kind of very repeated pattern of flowers. It's just not something that I'm looking for. So this was Manga Girls by Christopher Hart. Next one on my list. Oh, let's go through maybe Melpomeni Chatsi Panagochu, because I have 2 books of hers and I'm quite excited for the new one that is coming this year, although I don't know if I will buy it straight away. I will just have a look probably at flip throughs first, and then I will decide whether I want to get it or not, because I think I would like to slow down a little bit with buying books. Not just because of financial side, but I don't want my attention to be spread out too much. I really want to finish some of the books and have this satisfaction from completing full book, you know, 100%, and just being able to flip through it and be proud of this kind of achievement. So in Enchanted Earth, I only have 1 page colored, I think, 1 full page. And this is this pumpkin that was done as a body color with Cat Lady coloring. Basically, a girl who became my Instagram friend, coloring friend. So we actually started doing more more body colors together. We have one on its way. We just finished another one. So yeah, we're enjoying talking and coloring together. No, that's not all. Let me show you, because I have another little thing colored in here, which is not full page, but it will be half of the page if I will do this illustration, which I intend to do this winter, probably this month, just because there's a hashtag going around when it comes to Melpomeni's books, and the prompt is to do this wintry scene. I'm in Northern Hemisphere, so this is the picture that is chosen for people who are in the north. So at the moment I have only autumn scene colored here, and I really like how bright it came out, and surprisingly I mainly chose to do this page with my cheap watercolor pencils, and they performed especially good, especially when it comes to this yellow. It's just so bright and vibrant that I just absolutely love it. So this was Enchanted Earth, and now I will show you Circle of Life, a book that I colored in quite a lot, and which I also intend to finish one day, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I have quite a lot of pages done here, and here we have a little mishap, because until one point obviously I couldn't open this book anymore, rather I should say, and I couldn't get into this area. So now when I'm able to completely open this book, the spine is broken properly. I have this white uncolored strip, but never mind. Maybe one day I will just fix it. We will see. I kind of roughly remember what I've done here, what I used here. So maybe it will be possible for me to do it. I also did this page. I just need to finish this little butterfly because I completely missed it for some reason. But oh, sorry, I poked the microphone. I hope it won't be too sore on your ears. But this page, for example, at the time I only had 4 polychromos, which I decided to slap on this page and just see what it will come out of it. And here I have quite a few pages done. It's a really pleasant book, I must say. I really like to color in this book. But recently I didn't, just because it's a really silly reason. But mainly because I don't want this book to ever finish. You know, I just love it so much that I don't want to color, because, you know, once it will be colored, the fun will be done, you know, in a way. So this is the only thing that stops me from coloring in this book. This, for example, was the first ever picture that got colored in here, and this was in September last year. So I'm really proud how it came out, because I think this picture in a way was some kind of a breaking point where I thought, oh, I actually can do it, you know, quite well, and I can tackle busy pages quite well as well, and, you know, it looks great in my humble opinion. This is another one that I've done here, and there is, oh, actually every page in here will get colored. This book one day will get finished 100%, because I love every single page. So what else I have here? I have this one, and I should have one more which I colored because it was chosen, oh, this one, by my son to color. And it's just, yeah, wonderful book. I'm really curious how I will feel about new Melpomeni's book when it will come out. It seemed to be very floral, so I don't know if it will be the main theme. I'm not really sure how I will like it. So we will see. But now let me show you 2 books that I have from Creative Heaven. And I'm a huge fan of Teresa Goodrich. But I must say that there is something that I'm disappointed about those books, because I need to find out the medium that will work here well, because I was trying Bridgefunners, I was trying Black Widows, and it doesn't really, I don't know, I seem to be struggling in those books. So this is the only bit that I colored in here. I do have my colors noted down, so I will get back to it one day. But there's something about this paper that doesn't appeal to me, which is a shame, because there is so many illustrations here that I would love to color, and I hope I will. I have a new pair of coloring pencils, so I will try them out on this paper, and we will see, maybe they will be good. Maybe I will feel that they are right for this type of paper, because I was also warned to not to use on this paper water soluble mediums. So I'm only restricted to coloring pencils mainly, or gel pens, which I don't really like to color with. I rather to use them as embellishments. So yeah, if I will find a brand that works well on this paper, I will properly, sink my teeth into those books. So this is Teresa Goodrich Afternoon Tea. And second one from Creative Heaven is Enchanting Oceans by Marty Noble. And it's the same thing. It's the paper that puts me off a little bit. But also, I'm not sure how to tackle those illustrations. They are a little bit busy, and some of them are a little bit doodly, just slightly, like for example this first page here. And it's not terrible. But because I hesitate due to paper being the way it is, this book is completely uncolored. So probably before I will figure out what brand of pencils will work best for those books, I will hold off, and these pages will stay blank for a little while. Hopefully not long, because as I said, I have one more new set that I will be trying out in here. So we will see, fingers crossed. Okay, now maybe I will show you 3 books that are on Amazon paper, which actually I don't mind that much. I actually like Amazon paper much more than this Creative Heaven one, surprisingly. I learned how to work with it, and it's not as scary, and the possibility of being restricted just to coloring pencils or certain mediums, because obviously it doesn't take any water solubles, or maybe it would slightly, but I'm not going to risk it. Yeah, I learned how to deal with this paper, and it's not scary. I quite like it. I learned how to work with it, so it's fine. So this is the first book. I got it recently. It's completely new, so it will appear in a whole video at some point. But for a while, I was interested in those miniatures series. And I think that if I will finish this book one day, I will get some other ones from this series, because I was also looking at Zodiac one, dragons, and what else? Zodiac, dragons, monsters. Is there monsters there? Something like that. I didn't want any, woodland miniatures or autumn or things like that, or autumn scenes, because they are available as well. I'm more on about something more unusual, so that's why I went with prehistoric miniatures, because they are not so visible on YouTube or on Instagram, and I wanted a little bit different. And I think prehistoric and other miniatures like, dragons or zodiac signs give this creative freedom that we could actually color those dinosaurs or creatures the way we want. We wouldn't feel, or I wouldn't feel, pressured in a way. Obviously, it's colorist's own decision what you would do with the page and how you would color it. But I have tendency of going towards realistic colors when we have realistic looking, or not even realistic looking in general, realistic creatures like fish or animals, or woodland animals. And I like to have more freedom, and I don't feel that my brain is pressuring me to color something accurately in here because they are mainly probably made up dinosaurs. They might resemble some real ones that used to walk on this earth, but here my brain is letting me to use the colors I want, I feel drawn to. So yeah, that was the reason behind choosing this book from Miniatures series. Now let me show you one of Selina Fenech books, which is about mermaids. I have one page colored here, which was a body color with Karen. So hi Karen, if you're watching. And I enjoyed this page a lot. There's quite few that I want to do in this book. Oh, this is actually the whole list of them. So this is how it looks. And this was also the first page where I colored skin, and I learned a little bit how to shade skin. So I'm happy that I have this experience, and I started coloring faces and skin a little bit more now. It's still a learning curve, but it's not as scary as it used to be. So this book is actually a double because you have double pages here as well. So if you would mess up, you have second chance basically. Where does it start? It starts somewhere here, isn't it? There we go. Second set of pages. So that's why this book is much thicker than it would be without second set. And the last kind of Amazon paper book is by R.J. Hampson. It's also a very new book that I didn't color in just yet because I got it for Christmas and I just didn't have time just yet because it turns out that body colors lined up, and I'm trying to finish those body colors, and I'm trying to do a little bit more pages in Wintry Book by Rita Berman. But paperwork here, line work and artwork here is just amazing, and I don't feel inclined to get more R.J. Hampson's books straight away. I want to color in this book a little bit first and then see what else I can get. And this book, just like previous one, has also second set of pages, but they have blacked out background. So this is interesting concept, something different that R.J. Hampson introduced into coloring books. So yeah, I didn't decide yet for which set I will go with or without background. It remains to be seen. But yeah, this book will get colored soon, rather sooner than later. Now, I will show you another book that is on Amazon paper that actually I learned on how to work with this paper, and this is also my project book. So I have quite few pages done here, and I really can't wait when I will finish this book. And this is, of course, Aesthetic Botanical Coloring Book by Herczeg Tímea. So yeah, I soon will have 1/3 of this book finished. I think I need 2 or 3 more pages, and that will be 1/3 of this book done. So I'm actually quite surprised how much I like it, because at first glance those illustrations are very simple. But I discovered that through this simplicity, my creativity just blossoms. And yeah, I'm trying all sorts of different things in here. This is my newest creation attempt of sepia. So yeah, I really like this book for this reason. You can just do whatever you want here and go crazy, and you don't have to, although it is kind of like realistic, kind of, you don't have to make it realistic. More like some of my mushrooms or illustrations here look completely unrealistic, and I just go with my mood and I color and use the colors that I really want to use, and I'm not really bothered by, you know, making those mushrooms accurate how they look like in the natural world. So yeah, when it comes to Tímea Herczeg, I have one more of her books, but this one is actually on thick paper, and this is also a new book in my collection. I got it just before Christmas. I have a flip through of this book on my channel, and I just the other night I was just looking online. I was typing in mushrooms names and I was just looking online at those mushrooms, and my gosh, these are more realistic looking and are based on a real species, and the species that Tímea chose for this book are just so unique that I'm dying to start coloring in this book, and I might be using actually realistic colors. I will be just checking how those mushrooms look like in natural world, in natural habitat, and I will maybe try, at least for some pages, replicate here on those pages what, or rather how they look like, you know, in the wild. So this is second book by Tímea that is in my collection. Right, so now it's time for me to show you my collection of Kanoko Egusa books, and I have majority of them because I have 3 out of 4 available, I think. The only one that I don't have is Leon's Journey, that apparently is favorite of many colorists, so eventually I might get it. And Symphony of Cute Animals is the first book that I will show you. I don't really have that. Oh, that's my newest whip. That's something that I'm working on just now. But yeah, I don't really have that many pages done here. It's really this whip and this page that... Is it fixed? Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's time for me to use fixative on it. But yeah, this is another page that I colored here. So not that many, just because it's quite busy book, and I'm still learning how to use colors if there's this many objects and items on the page, or maybe rather elements. So this is something that I still struggle with, because I feel quite comfortable when it comes to quite limited color palette. Like for example here we have mainly browns, yellows and blues, but for the pages, let's say like, hold on, let me find it. Like for example this one. This for me is extremely busy and difficult, just because there's so many different objects that they would need their like certain colors, and I still don't really feel that I have a skill to, you know, make pages like that coherent. So I think that should be my aim for this year, to learn how to create cohesive color palettes for busy pages. And of course Kanoko's books are perfect for that. Yeah, so let me just, oh, my desk is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible, because it's quite narrow and it's great for gaming, but it's not really too great for coloring and making videos and things like that. This was completely unforeseen. So yeah, I think this is, yeah, that's all. Just those pages done in this book, Symphony of Cute Animals by Kanoko Egusa. But of course, like I said, I have 2 more of her books, and this one is still uncolored. This doesn't even have a whip, I think. So I think I know the reason why. Yeah, not even a whip. So this book is full of animals that my brain requires me to color accordingly to how animals look like. And there's a lot of furry ones, and I'm still not feeling too comfortable when it comes to fur. So because animals are basically an essential element on the page, I don't seem to be able to choose any page here that I would be able to color. Maybe something like this with shells. That will be achievable for my brain just now. But majority, just how you can see, they all have animals. And that's a challenge for me. But like I said, maybe I should, you know, put my fear aside and just start coloring, because you have to learn sometime eventually, and there's no any other way around it like just coloring, just practicing, just, you know, going with the flow and just not worrying about what will happen, how it will come out. It will be a learning curve, and that's what I'm trying to tell myself. So this is this book by Kanoko Egusa, second one in my collection, Kingdom of Curious Creatures. And for each of those books, I also have a proper flip-through. So if you're interested, there's a playlist for it, and you can find it there. In this book, I think I do have something done, like for example this page about the author. Not much done here because only this frame and this ornaments, but I also colored second page, which doesn't really have any animals because this book is also full of animals, and that's another reason why there's not much done in here. And because those pages are also quite busy, I don't feel like I will ever be able to finish any of Kanoko Egusa books, because the way I color, it takes me time, unless I will start playing in those books with watercolor pencils that I did order, but I did order wrong. I ordered normal from the same brands. I just got mixed up, and I was just so disappointed because I was just so waiting on watercolor pencils. So I need to wait before I will order anything from Amazon. I can't be spending my money, you know, so relentlessly. So yeah, other mediums might be a little bit too hard to implement on those pages because some elements are quite intricate, quite small. So I don't really want to mess up the pages. I don't really want to go, you know, outside the lines. So I will just wait. I will just wait until I will finally order proper watercolor pencils, and I will try out how they will perform in here. Because, you know, I can flip through those books all day long. Like yesterday evening, I just didn't... this is the whip I started here. I will finish it. I started from Leaves, and that's where it ended. But yeah, I love flipping through those books and looking at those illustrations. And even if I won't color in them much, they are still very pleasing to the eye, and just, you know, I feel joy just simply out of looking at those illustrations. So even if they won't get colored in that much, I don't feel that it's a waste of my money or, you know, anything. I just like them for their style and type of illustrations. Okie dokie. Next one is a book that I'm very excited about, but it's still untouched. The Tarot Coloring Book by And here I actually have a dilemma who is actually the author, because we have this Megaminden, which I think it might be, I don't know, is that a publishing company? Oh, maybe that's the author, Lawrence King, maybe. But then, this is the text. But nevertheless, this is the book that you cannot confuse with any other one. This is a tarot book that has very distinct line work. I don't have anything done here, but I'm really excited to start on it. Maybe if everything will go well, I will do something this month for one of the hashtags in the coloring community. So yeah. Another actually quite interesting thing about this book is it's a little bit yellowish paper. So I'm aware that I should be prepared for maybe different performance, like color performance of coloring pencils. So we will see. This is something that will be a learning curve. So yeah, I'm excited to start with this book eventually. Next one, let's go maybe with a little collection of books by Emma Peters, because I have 3 of them so far. And I must say that mandalas are my favorite, because they are not, like, you know, proper, like, how do you call it? Classic mandalas where every element is exactly the same. Some of those mandalas are unsymmetrical or have singular objects, usually in the middle. And in this book, I've done quite a few pages. So this is one of them, and this is unfortunately another book that gets a beating, because when I work in it, I usually like to keep it like that, and this other side is just collecting all the dust or all the coloring debris that appears on my desk while I'm working on the page. But oh well, it's just a process. This is just another type of paper that does that, and sometimes you just cannot prevent it, and I just learned to accept it, and I try not to be that bothered about. What else I have here? We have happy birthday page that I will get colored in a few months. And how many? 7? Yeah, 6.5, something like that. So yeah, I see this book colored in full one day as well. I do have a list of those kind of books that I think I will finish one day. And this is definitely one of those books. I did finish quite few pages in here. This was another body color I've done. This was, I think, in fact, the first body color I ever done with someone. So this page do hold a special place in my memory. And yeah, slowly but surely, you know, every once in a while, some pages is getting done here. This is my most recent. And yeah, I must say that those pages do take a while just because I use here coloring pencils. Mainly, those pages, this paper is able to take any medium, but for some reason I just like to use pencils here the most, and that's what I roll when it comes to this book. The next book by Emma Peters is Weird and Wonderful, and this one and Mandela book were bought all together. They came in one pack, and I have two pictures colored in here. This is most recent, and I think it came out really great, although I did have my doubts about it after I completed it, but now I'm not really that bothered about flaws that it has, because they are just so little now. And it seems that after a while, even if we do see something on the page that is like, oh, I could do it better, or I could avoid it, or whatever, after a while, it actually, you know, it doesn't matter that much. I'm loving this page, and you know, nothing at all bothers me here on this one now, because I remember that I was like, oh, this is, you know, this shading isn't smooth and blah blah blah, and but you know what? It's great page. It's great page, and in general, there is a lot of pages that I will want to complete. This is one of them. I just love dragons, and yeah, here I can play with watercolor, and I think that's what I will be doing when I will get watercolor pencils, because those pages will take anything, which was proved by one illustration in the last book I have by Emma. So I'm just waiting when I will eventually have, you know, a bigger set of watercolor pencils, and I will be able to play with them and use them as a wet medium. So this is another page, and this was the first page I've done in this book, and I'm so happy how it came out, because the amount of time I spent on it is just unbelievable. I'm not sure if it's that visible, but I did certain things that aren't that obvious. And for example, each scale of this dragon is actually outlined with gel pen. On top of that, I slapped Bambino crayons, and there's on the dragon, on the green bit, there's no proper pencils at all. It might look like it, but it's not. And sometimes I did talk about those Bambino crayons, and just in case you don't know how they look like, that's what they are. And basically I sharpen them and I just use them like soft pastels. So that's what I was using at the very beginning when I didn't have pastels and I wanted to experiment. I was just sharpening them. You see they have, you know, paper ripped off for sharpening. And yeah, this is what I've done for the dragon, for the scales. and for the background as well, and it came out pretty good. It looks pretty good. At first I wasn't that sure about this page, but again, after a while, I loved it. I really loved it, and the fact that I decided to play with, different shades, and I put a little bit of yellow here and there, so this dragon have a little bit of definition. So yeah, many more pages eventually will get done here. And last book I have from Emma is actually, in a way, special book as well, because I won this one in giveaway. So here, unfortunately, at the moment I only have one page completed, and it's this one. And again, at first, because this page was a struggle, I was trying here many mediums, and it was a lot of experimentation going on, but when I look at it now, it's actually pretty good. I still see some faults in it, some, things that could be done better, but you know what? When I look at it now, it's pretty good page. I like the colors, I like how vibrant it is, and it really brings joy to look at some pages after a while. So yeah, pretty good page. Yeah, so again, this book is amazing. I love shelves. I love, all these potion bottles, hence that's the first one I went for. We have tarot cards as well in this book. So yeah, soon I will be coloring in it more. I just really want to color in here with wet mediums, but again, there's lots of little objects, so I might need to wait until I will have proper watercolor pencils, and then I can go into these little details with precision, and then activate it, and it will be much easier. Like, for example, this page is a total killer. I love it so much. I just love the concept and all the jars with all different things. But wow, this page is hours and hours. I will tackle it one day because I just love it so much. But yeah, some pages are extremely busy. So this was The Witchy Wonders by Emma Peters. And now, what we will look at now? Let's have a look at Woodland Wonderland by Rachel Reynard. This is fairly new book in my collection. I don't really have anything colored in here. I have one sad whip, which is this one. And after I will publish this video, I will probably publish a proper flip through of this book, so you can find out what are my thoughts about this book. But I really like it. I was very much in love with this book when I got it, and I was waiting to color it because I wanted to do a flip through uncolored version, and I got distracted by other books and I never got back to coloring in here, but I will. This is book that will get colored in probably a lot once I will finish first page. I think, I will dive into this book a little bit better, and I will show you, because those books appeared in my videos quite a few times, so that will be a very quick show of my wintry and Christmassy themed books. All three were bought in Tesco, in my local shop. So they are, two of them are by Coloring Heaven, and I must say that before I was actually confusing Coloring Heaven with Creating Heaven. I actually thought that this is one and the same thing, but it turns out that it's not. I think it's not, because the difference in the paper. And this paper here resembles more of Amazon paper. And that's why I do color in those books a little bit more. And I don't struggle this much like in Creative Heaven books. So I have few pictures done in here, couple in here. I won't be dwelling too much on those books because I've shown them properly in a video about flip through. So these are 3 Christmassy ones I have in my collection. And now, kind of, one and only book of Johanna Basford in my collection. Kind of, because I have 2 small victories and I don't really know what I'm going to do with the second one. I even put a little bit marking. I drew one, that this was the first one I had, because this was going to go into my son's hands. He displayed an interest in coloring with me for a week, so I ordered second book of small victories for him, and after a week he was done. He just tried it, he enjoyed it for a week, and then interest just disappeared. So now I have 2 of small victories, and I actually started using newer one much more. So I have a little dilemma what I will do with the first one. But this is my project book. This is on my desk regularly. And I have, again, quite a few illustrations colored in here. And to be fair, I'm really happy from all of them. So this book will get colored in full one day, maybe next year. If I will be lucky, maybe I will finish it next year. Just because I'm not that long in coloring hobby, I don't really have that many pages overall finished. I think last time when I was counting, it was 70 something, so not that many. Hence, when I was just trying to count what are the chances of me completing, for example, this book, it turned out that I would have to do 70 something books in 1 year, which would mean that like half of my average number of pages would need to be in small victories, which would be like 6 or 7 pages a month, which is impossible because I like variety, and so far I only had 1 month where I colored, I think, 3 pages in this book. But I don't really see myself coloring all the time, every month in this book, just for the sake of finishing it quickly. It will be something that will get done eventually, but not in such a crazy pace. Okie dokie. I think I want to show you now my collection of Kerby Rosanes books, because so far I have 4 of them. And I feel fulfilled. I feel that at the moment I only need 1 more book from his collection, and I will be done for a while when it comes to buying of his coloring books. And this will be a book from his World series. I have 3 of those, and I'm only missing 1 more, which is Mythic World, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering the name of that book correctly, because I have Alien Worlds, Fragile Worlds, and Worlds Within Worlds. So I see some of those books finished. I'm not that really sure about Alien Worlds because I really want to stick to my idea of how I'm going to do it. So I have a whip here that it's been a whip and in this stage for a while. I know eventually I will get back to it, but I just need to go through this page, and I think once I will get this page done, it will be much easier for me to progress with any other page, just because I want to color in this book by world, so not moving on to different page from different planets until I will finish one planet in full. So this was the first illustration I completed in this book, and I slapped on this page, on this paper, quite a few mediums, and it handled it pretty well. So this is something that changes the whole approach, because I feel very comfortable in coloring Kerby Rosanes books now, once I figured what I can do to the paper and what mediums work here and how they are performing on the paper. So this changes a lot. Like, for example, on this page I have water-based markers, and they don't go through, as you can see, nothing. If I'm using them carefully enough, I'm achieving really bold color, really saturated color. I'm even able to put a couple of layers of water-based markers, and nothing is happening and everything looks great. So this is an advantage. Experience gives you a real advantage when it comes to coloring books, and when you know what you can do to the paper. So I will show you Worlds Within Worlds first, because I only have one page in here completed, which is this one. Not too shabby. I also used here water-based markers, and I think this was the first page where I tried to use them, and I was very cautious, although, hold on, yes, I was very cautious because I really like both of those pictures, and I didn't want to destroy them, so I was very careful, and yeah, it turns out that I'm able to use those mediums comfortably here without any damage to the other side. And this for a while was my favorite Kerby Rosanes book, and I really didn't think that I will change my mind. But I will show you and explain why I changed my mind. But anyway, I have one more thing here, a whip that maybe it will get finished this month, we'll see. I have a base layer of wet gel crayons on this page, so there's no shading, there's only a little bit of water-based marker on those forests over here. And yeah, it still requires a little bit of work, although I feel like I have majority done, because the main object is kind of finished. It needs shading and everything, but it feels like there's a lot of this page completed already. So yeah, I will get back to it at some point, but I think that this book, it really does have a chance of being completed in full one day, because it was for a while my favorite, for a brief while. Surprisingly, until I colored in Fragile World. And this is very ironic because I never intended to get this book. I only got it because it was a deal, and it was paired with Wondermorphia. And now, first when I was excited about Wondermorphia and really wanted this book, it turned out that I'm not that excited about Wondermorphia, but I'm extremely excited about Fragile World for some reason. I don't know what happened, I don't know, but I wanted to color in this book. I wanted to try it out and to push myself to do it. I paired up with Declan and we completed a body color, not body color, my god, again. Jesus, I don't know if you can hear that, but there was some kind of like very noisy truck behind my window, but it went away. Right, so this was a body color with Declan. He asked if I would like to color. We settled for this page, and even though it's not 100% successful because I was testing and learning and you know, getting to know water-based markers more, these pangolins are not done very precisely, but you know, it's a right page. I'm quite happy from it. I really like how I did leaves, and you know, it was a good page to break my fear to this book. And I must say that for some reason, I don't know really what happened, but this book became my favorite book ever. And it will get finished. And this is the book that I have exactly the same problem like in Melpomeni's book. I would want to color in it all the time, but in the same time I don't want to, because I don't want it to finish too quickly. So, you know, such a paradox, such a completely irrational train of thought. So yeah, there's I'm dying to color those. I have this one finished here. I'm also loving saturation in the background and what I did in here. So yeah, I worked out what I can do to this book, and that makes my life so much easier because, you know, I don't have to figure it out anymore. I can have a look at the page and okay, this I will do with this I will do with that, I will achieve this kind of look or this kind of style here, and I can imagine the end product before I will even start working on the page. So this is great. That's something that I'm really liking. There was one, here it is. There was one more page than in this book, most recent. I'm really happy about it, even though I had my doubts about it at some point because about this, you know, Northern Lights, but it's not too bad. Everything looks great. So yeah, love this book. Absolutely love this book. Okay, and last one, Wondermorphia. Wondermorphia that I was extremely excited about before I got it, and then something shifted, and yeah, I mean, it's a nice book, it's alright, but it's not as exciting as it seemed to be for me at the very beginning. I only have one page finished here, and this is this one, the first one. And I really like how it turned out. So again, I used here water-based markers with other mediums, and I'm really happy from it. Of course, this book is a little bit different. It has only one-sided pages, which actually help because I can even go more crazy when it comes to different medias, because it doesn't matter if anything will go through to the other page, to the other side. And I haven't been looking at this book for a while, and now I seem to be pulled towards some of the pages, and this is actually quite refreshing, because I haven't been excited about this book for a while, and now I'm seeing certain illustrations and I'm like, ooh, I could actually color it right now. So yeah, it's just funny how our feelings are changing towards books. So yeah, well, Wondermorphia. Maybe we will see each other soon. Maybe. I'm not making any promises, but maybe it's good to go out together for a coffee or something. Okay, lame jokes aside, another book in my collection is by Lulu Mayo, and that was unexpected and unplanned purchase, because I'm not really that excited about animals, and this is actually another paradox when it comes to Fragile World. It's full of animals, but somehow I don't feel discouraged by the topic of this book. I don't know. I don't like coloring animals that much. I like scenes, but I don't know. This book just has something in it, you know? So this is paradox. This is Lulu Mayo, A Million Baby Animals, and like I said, I'm not, that big on animals. But I got this one just because it was in the shop and I just held it in my hands. And yeah, it's neatly got into my collection. And as you can imagine, it's uncolored book. I didn't start on it yet. And I have a good excuse. I heard that paper might be not great when it comes to conventional mediums, so I heard that it takes water-soluble mediums pretty well, and I'm just saving it for when I will have my watercolor pencils. So it might wait a little while, but I do intend coloring in it. I think I mentioned it before in one of my videos. When it comes to Lulu Mayo, it's not an author that I'm that crazy about. I think the book that I would go for first if I was maybe ordering something through Amazon was her Monsters book, because of my brain allowing me to color monsters in all sorts of the colors I would like to, not, like pressuring me to color animals accurately. So yeah, I would go for A Million Baby or Cute Monsters. I'm not sure. I would go for that one first, but just because I had this one physically in my hand, I was just like, oh, okay, I'll take it. And that's what happened. That's how this book got into my collection. Now, I will show you a book that is not by any proper artist. It's just by some kind of publishing company. I did color a few in here. Sometimes, just for relaxation, I do color in here. I don't treat this book very seriously because it's too similar to, those more old-fashioned coloring books where you have kind of like, a very I'm not sure if that's the word in English, but I want to say banal type of illustrations. I did color here few, but it also have like this extremely doodly pages that are not really something that I would want to do. Here I was just practicing shading. It's not perfect, but that's what I was practicing on this page, how to go from one color to another. This was actually also my early coloring, early finished page in my whole adventure, and it came out actually pretty good. Of course, I now can see how much difference, how much I progressed when it comes to my coloring, blending and everything. So this is, you know, quite exciting to see myself, to see a picture that I was happy and I'm still happy from, but seeing, you know, like the quality I'm achieving on my pages now when it comes to, you know, blending colors, for example. So this is quite interesting. So yeah, what else I have finished here? Yeah, this one, I think this was the last picture I've done in this book, and this one as well. Yeah, so nothing fancy. Some of the pages are meh, some of the other pages are more. Oh no, hold on, there was one more which I was really happy from, because I love the colors and I really liked the use of black. And you know what, I should use more black in my pages, because it's actually highly contrasted in here, and this is the color that, you know, brings out more color out of other colors, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so I was happy from this page as well. So this was the Anxiety Relief coloring books, not by any author, but just bought in, you know, some high street shop. And another book that is a little bit weird, because I didn't crack it up yet, and I won't be showing you what I've done here so far, because it's a body color, although I didn't figure out this book just yet, and it will probably take a couple of pages before I will feel comfortable with this paper and what I can do here, because my first instinct would be, oh, let's go with, you know, water mediums. But small details are problematic when it comes to this kind of mediums, where you have to be like really precise with brush. So I'm still figuring it out. Maybe I should go with markers. Maybe we will see. But I am doing a body color here, so fingers crossed I will finish it, although due to choice of the mediums on the page that I'm doing, I'm having a hard time, so fingers crossed I will just push through it. So this was Wild and Free Mandala Art. And now the last few books I have to show you are quite exciting as well, because I have 3 Hanna Karlzon's book, and I was having a hard time starting in this one for some reason. So I reached out to someone, and I'm currently also doing a body color here, which I won't show you, obviously. But this is the Dutch version of Seasons, and it's a great book. I'm not sure if I will ever finish this one in full, but there is a lot of illustrations here that will get colored eventually. Now that I started coloring in it, it's not so scary. Also, because what I did to the page that I'm coloring currently, it didn't came out that great. It is a little bit of a struggle, so that actually eased my fear from ruining this book or coloring in it somehow, just because the first page that I'm coloring in currently is not coming out perfectly. So I don't know, it works for me in the way that I don't feel like I will be bothered from now on by the thought of, or rather by a need for being perfect. So like these mishaps that happened on this page actually opened up a joy that I can actually have from coloring in this book, because, oh well, whatever will happen, it will happen. Nothing has to be perfect, and actually, mishaps sometimes work into our advantage. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Now, we have also Tales from the Witches' Cottages. This book is currently uncolored because this was another book that I got for Christmas. So we have witchy illustrations here. I've seen this one done by Karen from the Arty Crafter, and I would love to do it myself, but I cannot unsee this page. And it's just, I think the image of what she did to this page will stay with me forever, and I don't know if I will ever be able to color this page. Although I might, but yeah, at the moment, every time I'm looking at this one, I just see what Karen did. So yeah, another fantastic book. I really, really, really like it. I like the mixture of intricate and simpler illustrations. Although here I think there's more busy pages. But yeah, I like that we have some simple ones here as well. I've seen this one done quite a few times in the community. So that makes me want to color pages that I haven't seen done yet. I think this is kind of like this is what I usually do. I'm choosing pages that I haven't seen anywhere or I don't remember, so it feels more, less pressure, so to say, yeah. So this was the second book, Tales from Witches' Cottages by Hanna Karlzon, and last one from this author is my Tales from the Forest Kingdom, and it's also my Christmas present. And here I have one page completed, and I'm quite happy how it turned out, because I really was going for, this kind of like obscure color palette, not cheery, not bright, although it is a little bit bright, but it's in a way muted, and it's, very earthy. So I really like what I achieved here, especially when it comes to clothing of those little elves, because I liked how much light colors are, used on this page, how I did it. Like, you can see that the clothing does have some color, but in the same time its color is faded enough that it creates a certain type of lightness, I'm not sure if I'm explaining it right, but this is how I feel. Like, I would like to color more, maybe in this certain book, the way I colored in here, like with colors, but them being a little bit more limited, where there's possibility of more white showing on the objects. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy from mushrooms, because they have a little bit different color, although everything in here feels cohesive. So yeah, I just said a lot about this page, and I will probably be repeating myself when I will be making a video on my completed pages for this month. But never mind. Please still watch that video. Don't fast forward this bit. Yeah, I will still be talking about this page. So yeah, this book is also beautiful. It will get colored in a lot. I still have to figure out how I will tackle Hannah's creatures, like bunnies or foxes, or her cats, because they look especially furry. So yeah, I need to work out how to tackle illustrations with them. And this book, unfortunately, came with a water damage. So I'm not really sure what happened here. My partner either missed it or didn't think that, you know, it's such a big deal. It isn't really, but it just said that, you know, it came damaged like that. And I can see some kind of, I don't know if you will be able to see it here, some kind of pink discoloration that wasn't here before, but it's certainly was certainly caused by, you know, this water damage. So maybe it's just a glue from the spine or something started to, you know, showing on the pages. But nevertheless, great book. I will be coloring in here a lot as well. And yeah, I have one more book to show you, and I'll try to be quick because my phone is slowly dying. It just showed me that the battery is going down. It will be less than 20% now. But my newest addition to my collection is Shooting Star. And it's actually quite surprising that I decided to go with this book rather than other books from Maria Trolle that were on my Christmas wish list. I decided I want a book that have more simpler pictures. So I think this book is perfect for that. It's still uncolored. It's just sitting on my shelf and, you know, it's ripening. I think this is the theme for lots of my books, that, you know, they have to sit for certain time untouched if they are the books that I'm really excited about. It was certainly the case for Hanna Karlzon's season. Before I started coloring in it, I was just waiting and waiting and waiting, and this might be the case for this one as well, just because how much I like illustrations and the whole book. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about this one. I'm really excited about this much of negative space in this book. And yeah, this will get colored in quite a lot as well, I have a feeling. Okay. I also have a feeling that we are almost 1.5 hours into this video. So this will be it. I think that I have quite a wide range of different authors, of different books with different type of paper. And I can certainly say what books are my favorites, what books I'm not that crazy about, what authors and what styles are speaking to me the most. And if I would want to gather them into one pile, all of these books wouldn't fit in. The pile would be too high. And now, before I will say goodbye, I'm actually curious how many books I have. So let me count first. And before I will count, I will actually say one more thing, because I still have few more books, but I don't color in them anymore, and I don't think I will. That's why I'm excluding them from this show-off, because they are completely different styles. They are old-fashioned coloring books, and I don't really feel any pull towards them. So if I would count those, I would have 1 more, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. But I might, or I might not, we'll see, destash them one day. So, after quick checking, at the moment, after half a year of coloring, I have 38 books. Let's hope that this number won't grow too much for the next few months, just because I really want to get, or rather give, a fair amount of love to each of those books, work out what works well for some of them, and that will save me a wee penny, but also I will be able to get some other coloring mediums that I'm lacking at the moment. So yeah, we'll try to save up by not buying books, so I can buy, for example, those very unfortunate watercolor pencils. Yeah. Yes. But anyway, I'm hoping that you enjoyed this video. And if you have any of those books and you would like to buddy up, let me know. I'm very happy to do buddy colors. I just love them, and that means that, you know, some of the books will get colored because sometimes it's just hard to reach for them if I have some kind of fear, or, you know, they are forgotten for some time or something. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like, subscribe to the channel or like this video, that will make me very happy, and I will see you in the next videos very soon. Take care, have a nice day. I will see you in next videos. Bye.